Hey guys, it's Two Review Games or Adam, and welcome back to another one of my Fortnite top 5 videos. And in today's top 5, we'll be going over 5 skins that pro players use here in Fortnite. So last week we went over 5 skins that bad players use in Fortnite. And one complaint that I had on that video is a lot of people were saying, listen, I just can't afford to buy skins, so I have to use the season pass skins or I have to use the free skins, which is completely fair. But when it comes to pro players in Fortnite, a lot of these players are really into Fortnite. They're so dedicated that they have almost every single skin in the game. But with that being said, there's always a certain amount of skins or certain types of skins that these players love to use, and in today's video I'll be going over 5 of those skins. So the question of today's video, let me guys know right now in the comment section below, what do you guys think is the most intimidating skin here in Fortnite? If you haven't already, drop a like on today's video, subscribe for more Fortnite's top 5 videos, and besides that, let's go ahead and go over 5 skins that pro players use here in Fortnite. So coming in at the number 5 spot on today's list, we actually have 2 skins, and those 2 skins are the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper. So let's start by talking about the skins themselves. These are the 2 Halloween skins that were some of the first skins ever added into Fortnite, right? And Fortnite Battle Royale came out the end of September, and the Halloween event was a month after that. So these skins right here are actually some pretty rare skins, and that's why I have it here in the 5 spot. You don't see them a ton, but the thing is, when you actually do see these skins in game, obviously that person has been playing Fortnite for a long time. So the looks of the skins themselves, they aren't the most flashy things in the world. They're not the best skins in Fortnite. I would definitely say that the Ghoul Trooper is better than the Skull Trooper skin, but they're decent skins. But these skins, even though they're not the most flashy thing in the world, they are definitely some intimidating skins, because when you see someone using this, you definitely know that they've been playing Fortnite since the very beginning, and chances are, even if they aren't like a pro player, they aren't amazing at Fortnite, they probably know they're doing just because they've been playing for so long. So coming in at the number 4 spot on today's list, we have the Bright Bomber skin, and the Bright Bomber skin is a pretty nice skin. It's nothing too over the top. It's a pretty basic skin, but it's a very nice skin. It's one of the more popular skins in the game, and when I was doing a research for this top 5, and specifically the Bright Bomber skin, a lot of people were complaining that this skin is in the item shop too much, which is something I totally agree with. I feel like every other day the Bright Bomber skin is in the item shop, and that makes me think that soon this skin will be hard to come by. It's going to become one of those rare skins in Fortnite, because they're adding in so many skins at this point. It's crazy that there's just going to be some skins that get pushed back, and since this skin is constantly there, makes me think that it's one of those skins that might not be in the item shop too much anymore. When it comes to the Bright Bomber skin in game, it's one of those skins that I don't see too often. Honestly, you don't see any skin that often. Usually when a new legendary skin drops or a new skin drops, you'll see a lot of it for a couple of days. But besides that, you don't really see one skin so much besides the Battle Pass skins. But with the Bright Bomber skin, it's one of those skins that I see in every other game, and I always find whenever I run into a player using this skin right here, they're usually good. And honestly guys, when it comes to any skin, you're gonna have good players use it and bad players, but from my personal experience and from even watching other people play, I feel like good players absolutely love this skin right here. So coming in at the number 3 spot on today's list, we have the Black Knight skin, and this skin right here is probably one of the nicest skins here in Fortnite. For me, it's either the Black Knight or Dark Voyager. Both those skins are so awesome and so sharp, and the Black Knight is one of those skins that is just so intimidating, because you have those red eyes and you have that completely blacked out armor, and It's an awesome skin, it's a scary skin to look at, and a lot of good players love to use this skin. The Black Knight skin is the Season 2 top tier skin, and getting that skin really wasn't that easy. If you compare the Season 2 Battle Pass to the Season 3 Battle Pass, going through the tiers in Season 3 is much easier because you have those weekly challenges and you get a ton of gold stars from those, but in Season 2, you didn't have those. So you had to either complete the challenges where you could only do, one a day and then rank up. So going through 75 tiers without paying was pretty tough, and not a lot of people actually have the Black Knight skin. So people who do actually have it either paid a ton of money or they just played Fortnite a lot to unlock that Black Knight skin. So whenever you do see it, chances are that person played Fortnite a ton and they're pretty good. Coming in at the number 2 spot on today's list, we have another skin from the Battle Pass, this one being from the Season 3 Battle Pass, and that is the Elite Agent skin. And this is the second to last skin you unlock. You unlock it on tier 87, and this skin is one of those skins that kind of flies under the radar. It's not a flashy skin at all. It's honestly a pretty boring skin, and I feel like a lot of good players don't like the flashy skins, because with the flashy skins you really tend to stand out on the map. I'm talking about the bright pinks or the vivid greens, or even something like the Dark Voyager. With that skin you really can stand out with those glowing orange lines, and the Elite Agent is one of those skins that really isn't all that special. It's just a black skin and you really don't stand out that much, and I find a ton of good players are always using this skin. So before we jump into our number 1 spot, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. The first one being the Reaper skin, which is the top tier skin here in the Season 3 Battle Pass, just like the Black Knight skin is the top tier skin in the Season 2 Battle Pass. And the difference between the two skins, honestly guys, is just how easy it is to unlock these skins, right? Going through 75 tiers in Season 2 was very difficult, and going through 100 tiers in Season 3, not so tough, especially since you can actually buy 25 tiers at the start, and going through the other 75 or just all 100 is pretty easy with the weekly challenges. But still, the Reaper skin is a pretty badass skin, and getting to that tier 100 does take some time. It's not as hard, but still, people have this skin are probably decent at Fortnite. The last honorable mention that I have is a funny one, because I actually had this skin on my last list with the 5 skins that bad players use, and that skin is the default skin. And I had a lot of people, like I said at the start of the video, saying, hey, I can't afford to buy skins. I have to use the free ones or I have to use the default ones. And I hear you guys. There's a lot of good players I run into who use the default skin. I mentioned that in the video, but it's true. Like, a lot of good players will rock this skin because they don't want to buy skins, and guess what? They're pretty damn good at Fortnite. And heck, even if you are good, you should probably rock the default skin, just because, when you see a default skin or someone using default skin, you instantly think they must be new to the game, they're bad, whatever, and then you're a beast and you wreck them. So I think using the default skin is actually a pretty big advantage. So coming in at the number 1 spot on my list, the most intimidating skin in Fortnite, in my opinion. Of course, you guys might think some other skin is incredibly intimidating, but for me, whenever I see this skin, I'm like, you know what? I usually don't run away from gunfights, but this time I'm going to. And that skin is the Red Knight skin. And the interesting thing about this skin right here, of course, it's pretty much the exact same thing as the Black Knight skin that we had in the 3 spot. Of course, it's red and it's the female character model, but what the Red Knight skin is, it is in the item shop rarely, which is really awesome, right? Having skins that are, rarely in the item shop makes it a little bit more elusive and you don't see it as much. But I always find when I run into players who use the Red Knight skin, I always get wrecked. I gotta say, outside of the Battle Pass, the Red Knight skin has to be the nicest legendary skin in the game. There are some really cool ones, but the Red Knight is so badass. And since it's so similar to the Black Knight skin, if you were someone who wasn't able to unlock those 75 tiers, you know, you had the option, or hopefully in the future you will have the option to get the skin. But both the Red Knight and the Black Knight are such nice skins. But that Red Knight, every time I run into people using this skin, they're always so good, and they're like beasts at Fortnite. So there we have it, guys. Those are 5 skins that good players use. And you might notice that on my list, outside of the Battle Pass skins, there really weren't any legendary skins on my list besides the Red Knight skin, because I find with the legendary skins, especially, you know, some of the newer ones, they're getting, you know, cooler and cooler, and a lot of people will just, you know, spam that new legendary skin day 1, day 2, day 3 after it comes out, and then it will kind of go back to normal. He'll go back to some of those more basic undercover skins, because again, with the skins in Fortnite, you don't want to have a crazy flashy skin. So even though there are some really awesome skins here in Fortnite, I find that a lot of good players kind of stay away from the over-the-top skins. But besides that, hey guys, it's 2 Review Games or Adam, and welcome back to another one of my Fortnite top 5 videos. But before we get into the video, I want to remind you guys the last chance to enter into my Christmas gift card giveaway. To enter, it's really easy. All you have to do is drop a like on today's video, and then let me know in the comment section below what level are you currently in Fortnite Battle Royale. So in today's top 5, we're going to be going over 5 things that bad players do here in Fortnite Battle Royale, and there really isn't much more to say than that. If you guys want to see more Fortnite top 5s, make sure to sub to the channel. I'd appreciate that. And besides that, let's go ahead and start off today's list. So coming in at the number 5 spot on my list, bad players do not understand the rarity scale here in Fortnite Battle Royale. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched some people loot, but you'll have like a blue AR and a green AR beside each other, and the person will come up to the loot pile and they'll take the green AR and they'll leave the blue one, or you're end game and you're, you know, 5 people left, you kill somebody and they have a green AR and a grenade. It's like, what are you doing for the entire game if you only have a green AR? It's crazy, but there are players out there, bad players, who do not understand the rarity scale in this game, and don't worry, I'll go over them for you right now. So the rarity scale in Fortnite Battle Royale goes like this. You have gray, which is common, you'll have green, which is uncommon, you'll have blue, which is rare, you'll have epic, which is purple, and then you'll have legendary, which is orange, and legendary is the top tier in Fortnite Battle Royale. You always want to get those orange weapons, but the biggest mistake that I see bad players always making is they will always take greens over blues, and especially when it comes to, you know, the blue burst or a blue M16, they are so incredibly good, especially that blue burst. It's way better than the green burst, and with the M16 as well, you know, players consider the blue M16 to be better than the purple scar, so make sure you understand your rarity scale whenever you're looting. So coming in at the number 4 spot, bad players never build in this game. Now, what I mean by that is not necessarily at the end of the game when there's 10 people left. You don't have to build this absolutely crazy epic fort that reaches into space. I'm just talking about building in general, building in situations that can protect you and keep you alive longer. But of course, building at endgame is also important and a lot of fun. But I remember when I first started playing Fortnite, I would really never take advantage of the building in this game. When I would be getting shot in the back or just getting shot at, I would try to turn on the person, try to get a headshot, and sometimes it worked, but most of the time I ended up dying because I didn't build. So whenever you're playing Fortnite and you're getting shot at, especially at a distance, the first thing you want to do is build. Don't try to react and kill the person. Always build first, because that is going to keep you alive a lot longer. Now, there are some situations where, you know, shooting first is important. Like if the person's close range and you have a shotgun out, absolutely go for the shot, try to kill them, because you can't really build in those situations sometimes. But at long range, always build. If you're getting shot at, put a square around you, heal up if you need to, you know, drop down some stairs, and you instantly have a height advantage, and you'll definitely stay alive a lot longer if you just build before you shoot and react. Now, of course, when it comes to endgame, building is always really important. Now, sometimes it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if there's 5 left or 10 left, you're giving away your position, but at the same time, if you know what you're doing when it comes to building and you build a really big base, at the end of the day, you're going to have cover and protection against the person who does not build and they're just out in the open. So coming in at the number 3 spot on my list, people who camp in bushes. My gosh, this is incredibly annoying and frustrating because in order for that player to do good, they have to camp inside bushes. Now, I know sometimes it's actually a good strategy. There are times where I'm running out in the open, and for example, I have to heal, right? And I have nowhere else to go, so I'll go into a bush because at least I might be able to kind of sneak by or get out of that situation because no one can see me inside the bush, so I'll quickly go in the bush, heal up, and then I'll be on my way. But if you sit in the bush the entire game, and that's the only way you can get a top 10, I'm sorry, but you're a bad player. Now, having that bush ghillie suit in-game, it doesn't really help at all. Just being able to put that on wherever you want, and you actually move as a bush, it can be really annoying. Now, I understand that it kind of impairs your vision. You can't really see as well, but at the same time, there are some people who will absolutely just sit in one spot and camp there, and as soon as they have to move, they'll quickly move and then sit in the spot again, and sometimes you'll never even notice them. The most frustrating thing, hands down, about bush campers, and I think everybody can relate to this, is when you're doing really, really well in a match, like your top 5 or top 10, top 15, you have a bunch of kills, you're absolutely killing it, you have a good chance of winning the game, and you get killed by somebody camping in the bush that probably has 0 kills, and the only reason why they are alive is because they have been sitting in that damn bush the entire match. So coming in at the number 2 spot on my list, if you guys thought bush campers were bad, tree campers are even more infuriating. Now, we all occasionally end up in trees sometimes when playing Fortnite. It just happens. Sometimes it just, that situation, you end up in a damn tree. That's okay. But those players who go tree hopping from tree to tree the entire game just so they can stay alive is one of the most infuriating things ever, and that right there is a bad player. The most common situations when it comes to tree campers for myself is whenever I'm moving up to the safe zone, or maybe I'm in the safe zone and I'm moving up on somebody else, or I'm just trying to find a secure position, and all of a sudden I get shot at and I have no idea where. You first look around, you look on the ground, is there anybody here? No. And you continue to get shot at, you build, you try to protect yourself, and little do you know that there is somebody sitting in one of the trees, and the worst part of it all is it's so hard to see them, especially if they're like right above you. It's nearly impossible to see them because just their head is peeking out, and if they crouch, they are completely invisible, and dying by these guys, it just makes me want to delete the game. So coming in at the number 1 spot on my list, the one thing that bad players do every single game, and it is completely avoidable, and that is looting right away after killing somebody. And I think one of the easiest ways to get kills in Fortnite is to use loot as a trap, because those bad players, they cannot resist. And can you blame them? When I first started playing Fortnite and I killed somebody and I saw they dropped a purple or a gold scar, I couldn't resist. I had to go up and grab that scar right away. But little did I know, someone was waiting for me to go ahead and grab that scar, and they killed me and they got both the scar and my loot. So never, ever, ever loot right away after killing somebody. Now, I'm not saying that you should never loot right away after killing somebody, because in some situations you have to. If you are on the edge of the storm and it's closing in on you and you killed somebody, they dropped a gun you want, you might as well grab it right away, because if you don't, you're probably gonna die with the storm anyways. But if you're in a populated area or you're in a town, you know there's people nearby, and you killed somebody who had a good gun, why not use that loot as bait? Because there's always going to be those players who see a good gun or a gun that's better than theirs, and they will run straight towards it, and they don't even think about if there's other people nearby using that loot as bait. And that's such an easy way to get kills. So after killing somebody, just think twice before looting it right away. Now, the exact same thing applies for supply drops, because supply drops are even more tempting to go for them right away, because they usually guarantee a gold gun, and it's so common for players to just charge at a supply drop because they want that good loot. And there are times where a supply drop lands in a really odd spot, or it's on the edge of the storm or the circle, and you think there's no way in hell that somebody is here, and you go up to it and somebody's waiting for you and they kill you. Or, you know, you kill somebody going for the supply drop and there's going to be a bunch of people nearby waiting for it because you want that good loot, you want that gold gun. So for loot and supply drops. Just hold off for a bit, and I guarantee you'll definitely get a lot more kills and survive a lot longer. So that's gonna conclude like the main things that bad players do here in Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, I do have a couple of honorable mentions that I wanted to throw in here at the end of the video. The first one is bad players have really bad inventory management. So obviously you have all of your slots at the bottom of your screen, and bad players will have their AR, then they'll have a shield, a grenade, you know, a med kit, and then other weapons. What you want to have is you want to have all your weapons on one side, and then everything else on the other side, so you can quickly switch between your shotgun, your AR, your sniper, whatever weapons you have. You want to have quick access to them and not have them all messed up in your inventory. Last but not least, guys, bad players absolutely love rushing this game like they are playing on Call of Duty, and this is not COD, guys. Fortnite is not COD. You have to be a little bit more strategic when you are rushing in this game, and I always find bad players running into houses, spraying with their shotgun or with their AR, just hoping, praying they'll get the kill, and most of the time they'll end up dying because they really don't know what they're doing and they think they're playing COD. So there you have it, guys. Those were 7 things that bad players do here in Fortnite Battle Royale. Well, I guess 5 things and then 2 honorable mentions. If you guys enjoy— Hey guys, it's Super Review Games or Adam, and welcome back to another one of my Fortnite top 5 videos. But before we get into the video, I do want to quickly mention that I recently wrapped up my Christmas gift card giveaway. I'm still working on getting all of those out, but I do have 1 card left over, so I thought for this video, I'm going to play a little game with you guys. So the way this is going to work is incredibly simple. What I did is I took an Amazon gift card code, I split it in half, and I hid both parts somewhere throughout the video, and all you have to do is find both parts. Don't worry, they are not crazy hard to find. They're actually quite obvious, but you have to find both parts and put them together, and you can go ahead and redeem your code. It's first come, first serve, so start looking, keep an eye out while you're watching the video. And besides that, today's video, guys, is going to be the 5 things that good players do here in Fortnite Battle Royale. So the last Fortnite's top 5 I did was the 5 things that bad players do, so I thought, why not do the 5 things that good players do here in Fortnite? And if you guys implement everything that I mentioned on today's list, you will hands down get more wins, more kills, and become a much better player in Fortnite Battle Royale. And besides that, guys, if you could drop a like on today's video, that'd be amazing. Subscribe for more Fortnite top 5s. And besides that, guys, let's go ahead and start off today's list. So starting things off here in the number 5 spot, simply going for the kill. Now, I know that sounds really obvious. Of course, in Fortnite, the objective is to go for kills, to get kills, but when you really think about it, how often do you always go for the kill? Because when I look at my game, and I know a lot of people do this, is when they see somebody running away, they want to chase them down, they want to be certain that they'll get the kill, and who knows, maybe that person you let go or waited on had like 10 health or 20 health or 75 health, they had a scar or an RPG, and you let them go. So one thing that good players do a lot of is when they see somebody, they shoot and try to get the kill. So this is something I've slowly but surely started implementing into my own game, and one thing that I have realized or noticed is sometimes when I see somebody running away, I just go ahead and shoot them. And sure, sometimes they have full shield and they turn on me and they kill me. That's unfortunate. That's actually a good thing though. I'm getting in more gunfights. It's going to make me a better player, but I'm surprised on how many times I just go to shoot somebody and I kill them within like 2 shots. And normally I wouldn't shoot because I'm like, okay, I don't want to give away my position and I want to make sure that I'm in the optimal spot, that I'm certain that I'll kill the opponent. And most of the time I will just lose track of them. And that's even worse because you're running around, you know somebody's nearby, but you lost track of them. So next time you see somebody running away or just running out in the open, you might as well try to kill them because you never know, they might have really low health, and that way you'll get more kills. And if they don't have low health, you can get into more gunfights, and that will definitely make you a better player. So coming in at the number 4 spot on my list, shooting people's early builds. And what I mean by this is, say you encounter somebody, you start shooting at them, and as soon as they realize that they're getting hit, they're taking damage, they start building walls. And what you want to do is, as soon as they drop down that wall, you want to spam your shots at the wall, because that wall, when first placed down, has really low health, and it's really easy to drop that wall. And if that's all that's protecting your enemy from you and your bullets, then that wall is going to disappear quickly, and you can go ahead and get those final shots to kill your opponent. Now, of course, this really depends on your situation. If you don't have a lot of ammo, is it a good idea? Maybe not, but at the same time, maybe you kill your enemy and he has a lot of ammo, so it's a win. But if you do have a ton of ammo, always spam your shots when somebody starts building, and believe me, there are times where, you know, people are placing down wall after wall, you're destroying wall after wall, and there's just that split second where they don't have a wall up and you destroy the wall and you get that last hit on them and you get the kill. So this is something that is very, very important to do. It might not work out every single time, and of course, it depends on how good your opponent is, but most of the time, when somebody first starts building, you continue to spam your shots, you'll definitely get a couple hits on them, and usually that will mean you get the kill. So coming in at the number 3 spot on my list, good players know how to land faster. Now, I'm not talking about the method of landing above the water. Don't get me wrong, it does work, but come on, landing on the edge of the map, it's not really the best thing to do. There isn't a lot of good loot spots, and the circle is usually far away from there. So landing in the middle of the map and being able to land faster than everybody else is really important, and I'm gonna share with you guys a really good method on how to do that. So for this method, it's really, really easy. What you want to do is when you find a spot you want to land at, you want to actually land just to the left or just to the right of the area you actually want to touch down at. And of course, it takes some time, some experimenting to kind of figure out how far to the left or how far to the right you need to land for this to work out perfectly. So when you land just to the left or just to the right of the area you want to land at, and you get low enough that your glider or your umbrella deploys, then what you want to do is you want to tilt your character towards the area you want to land, and you'll be falling at an angle, and you will fall, I don't want to say significantly faster, I would say it's quite subtle. It's a little bit of a difference between normally landing, but it will give you just a little bit more of an advantage. You'll land a little bit quicker, and it will allow you to get those, you know, early weapons and get those early kills while other people are just looting. You'll probably already have a gun, and you get some pretty easy early kills. So coming in at the number 2 spot on today's list, good players are incredible at building and building quickly. And I know, guys, this is something that's very obvious. You've probably heard it 10,000 times, but it's worth repeating because building is so important. I could not leave it off a list like this. And good players who can build quickly are definitely going to survive longer, and they are going to get out of situations where they should have died. This is something that is so important, and it's said a lot in the community, but it's weird because a lot of people don't really build that much in Fortnite. Now, of course, again, forts is one thing, you know, end game forts, that's another thing, but I'm talking about, you know, building when you get shot at. And I play on console, a little bit on PC as well. I notice on PC, people are a lot better at building. On console, not so much. You don't see a ton of people. The majority of the players on console aren't great at building, and it's just something that just isn't even easy to pull off with the controller, so that's kind of why. But if you can get better at building, you're going to get out of a lot of situations. You're going to win a lot more games because you're going to instantly have that advantage when you build. When someone's shooting at you, you know where they are. You build a wall or a couple walls and a staircase, you instantly have the advantage over the person who's shooting at you. So if you get good at building, you'll definitely become a much better player in Fortnite Battle Royale. So coming in at the number 1 spot on my list, being able to switch weapons quickly, and good players are really, really good at this. And let me kind of explain what I mean by switching weapons quickly. Say you have a sniper rifle, you take a shot, your shot hits, it depletes all of their shield, they have a fraction of health remaining, and you stand there and you reload your sniper. That's something you don't want to do. You want to take that sniper shot and immediately switch to your AR, because if you do hit them, all their shield's gone, they might have only a little bit of health left, and 1 or 2 AR shots will finish them. So always switch weapons after you take your shot with the sniper. Heck, even sometimes at close range of the shotgun, I'll do the exact same thing. I'll get my one hit with the shotty, it will probably eliminate their shield, and then I'll get a couple shots in with the AR, and they're dead. This is something that is so easy to pull off as well. When you first start doing it, sure, you kind of have to think about doing it because it's something you might not be used to doing, but after a period of time, it becomes a habit, and this is a very good habit to have. And I just think back to so many times, especially with the sniper rifle, where I take a shot and I know that their shield's gone, a good chunk of their health is gone, and I just sit there and I reload my sniper trying to get another hit when I could just switch to my AR and get the kill. So always, especially when sniping, always take that shot, switch to your AR, and finish them off. You'll get so many more kills, and again, even with the shotgun, it can be pretty handy. So it's time for the honorable mentions part of the video, and for today's video, I only have one, and that is jumping with shotguns. If you're wondering why good players are always hopping around in close quarter shotgun battles, it's because if you jump, you have a higher chance of getting a headshot. If you aim at the person and then jump, you're most likely, hopefully, gonna get a one-shot headshot kill, both with the pump and the semi-auto. And of course, you want to get that one-shot kill with shotguns because why the hell not? So yes, good players are always jumping with shotguns, and so should you. So there you have it, guys. Those are 5 things that good players do here in Fortnite Battle Royale, and try to take as many of the things I talked about on today's list and implement them into your own game. And I'm doing the exact same thing. I've already noticed a significant difference. And if there's one thing that really jumps out at me that I talked about in today's video, it's just shooting at people. And it's when I normally would not shoot, now I'm shooting instead, and I'm getting way more kills because half the time when there's people running in the open and I decide, oh, I don't want to shoot, they have low health, and I always just get the kill, and it's so satisfying. But of course, sometimes you'll shoot at somebody, they have full health, and they might turn on you and kill you. But again,
thank you guys for watching this video. For those who are new to the channel, if you've enjoyed this video, check out some of the others on the right side of the screen. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notifications for whenever a new guide shows up. We have grown tremendously in the last few months and couldn't have done it without all of our supporters. Thank you again so much, and doubly so if you shared it with anyone else like your friends, family, or your pets. You guys are great, and we hope to keep making videos that you all like.